Hey, we're back for another video. How you guys doing? I hope y'all are having a wonderful, relaxing Sunday. We got some stuff to get to go over, you guys. I'm not going to hold you too long, okay? Not going to hold you too long. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. I already know you guys hit the button. I don't even got to ask. We're going to go ahead and get into this video, though, because Tyler Perry, you guys see it on my screen. Tyler Perry is in some more mess. They about to get his ass, okay? They done got R. Kelly. They done got Diddy's ass. Now they about to get Tyler Perry, okay? They gonna get Tyler and Medea's ass, okay? Retired Radio, thanks for being here. Okay, so let's first get into Tyer. Y'all see also on here, rapper Tyer responds to Sabrina'S trafficking allegations. Y'all remember that came out. We're going to go ahead and get that in first, and then we're going to get into this Tyler Perry debacle. Because, baby, homeboy is telling on Tyler's ass. Now, I'm starting to believe Tyler, but I don't want to kind of get into it yet till we get to it. But let's get into Tyer. Tyer has responded after Sabrina Peterson called his ass out, okay? So let's go. So it says the Tyer has with a positive message following SEX trafficking allegations regarding his wife and family. He said it's a beautiful day to not spread lies. Now we've been hearing, as I told you guys the other day, we've heard plenty of people coming forward, several allegations and or lawsuits against Tyer and Tiny about them having some type of trafficking and inappropriate behavior with people, but the statute of limitations ran out on those lawsuits, so they were unable to be tried by those, okay? But Sabrina Peterson, she's been constantly saying over and over and over, and her story has never changed, that Tyer and Tiny were doing some trafficking stuff and inappropriate things with other girls, and that he was passing those girls down to his son King, okay? So let's get into what Tyer had to say.
Yeah, man. I'm just out here, man, just thinking how beautiful it is today, man. You know, it's a beautiful day to not be a buster, man. It's a beautiful day to not hate on nobody. It's a beautiful day to not spread lies and to not be negative. It's a beautiful day, man, to mind your business. It's a beautiful day, bro. God has blessed us with this beautiful day. Don't take it for granted. Don't take this beautiful day for granted. Don't be out here spreading propaganda just because you unhappy with your life and yourself. Man, God has blessed you too, man. He got your blessings. Don't look to nobody else and point blame at somebody else because you ain't reached and tapped into your blessings yet. They coming, all right? All right? And furthermore, I'll be in D.C., man. I'll be in D.C. at the Improv. It's 2 more shows. The rest on sold out. Yeah, man. I'm just out here, man,
Like
just thinking how beautiful.
there. I don't know. He didn't really dig deep into all the things Sabrina had to say. We're gonna go ahead and look at what Sabrina had to say. But I mean, as I said, y'all can go look it up. It's out there that Tyer and Tiny has several allegations against them for girls saying that they were invited to after parties and just party with Tyer and Tiny, and something was slipped into their drink, and that they woke up and found out that something was done. They were violated. I told you about a girl who was invited to Ty's studio to come and do some music. Upon her getting there, she too had a drink and said she blacked out and realized she woke up violated, allegedly. A girl in the military also says that she was partying with Tyer and Tiny, and she also was violated. Another girl said that she was had something done to her, essentially with Ty's foot in her vajayjay. I don't know what that was about, what kind of freaky deaky shit that is. But most of these allegations went on for quite some time, and the statute of limitations ran out, so they were unable to be tried in these particular cases. Okay. But Sabrina, honey, she is sticking and staying with what she had to say. So y'all see here, it says Sabrina Peterson says that Tiny had to eat every box in Atlanta to get a ring from Tyer, and alleges that Tyer and Tiny passed off a trafficking woman to their son King in explosive claims, child. Ooh. Now, it goes on to say here, this is what Sabrina had to say. Don't make me drop the trafficking receipts, you nasty piece of ish. Says that don't taunt your victims. They are letting you live now. She goes on to say, go back to being quiet. Says the girl's family contacted my attorney because their child is in a web of drugianas and prostitution led by the Harris family. Goes on to say, I have been quiet too long. You should have shut the F up and nasty whore bag, child. Says that you made your wife eat every box in Atlanta to get a ring at TIP. It goes on to say, passing the same girls off to their sons. Said that this text message between the traffic girl and King says that WSP says that, hey, you, says that you've been good. Says that, yes, I'm good. Says that be out there next week. Says that bed, and then put a blue heart emoji. Says that what is that? Just something, what you got going on. Says that I'm gonna hit you. Says that how you been. The next message says that, hey friend, you good. Says that 1 second. Says that I'm gonna pull up, love, I just got home. I'm gonna shower and get dressed. And then it says, okay, bet. So this is, I guess she's showing that King is texting one of the girls that's alleged to have been trafficked by T.I. and Tiny. So she's trying to prove that this girl had some type of affiliation with T.I. and Tiny's son, saying that she at some point in time was trafficked by them and then passed off to their son after she had some type of sexual relationship with them. So this looks like it's about to get messy. T.I. and them will probably sue her again. She already owes them like $70-something thousand, where they sued her for defamation of character, and they actually won that case, but she is back throwing out accusations against them once a damn again. Okay. So yeah, what y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? Let's move on, honey, to the next topic. A mess, a mess, a damn mess. All right, so let's get into this Tyler Perry mess, honey, because baby, another guy have come out to hurl some accusations against him. I'm kind of starting to believe this stuff about Tyler Perry. I don't feel like everybody lying about him. I'm sorry. Tyler, we love you. Thank you for doing stuff for the Black community, but you're a low-key freak out here, and I feel like you're using your money, your clout, and your fame, as well as your power in Hollywood in order to do some egregious things to people and unknown things to people, and people are starting to speak out about that shit, and I feel like it's team too much. I feel like Tyler, people don't see him as being attractive, and I think he uses his money, like I said in the last lawsuit with the guy who played in The Oval. This guy here on my screen also has affiliations with the show The Oval. He's speaking out, but I feel like Tyler maybe does not see or don't see himself as this fine man in Hollywood, so he needs to use what he has and who he is in order to get certain men and to push up on them. If you guys remember, he invited the other guy to his home to show the guy where he lived and all the things that he had in order to make the guy, I guess, kind of like him or accept his advances. So let's go ahead and get into this right here, because baby, and let me get my trigger warning banner up. Thank y'all, mods. Y'all are working good in here today. All right. So let's go ahead and play what Mr. Braxton official had to say. If you guys want to see it in your leisure, that's where you can see it. But for right now, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, there's several parts, and we're going to look at all of them so we can get all this good TTT, because this is my last and final topic. Okay, we only got 2 topics. And the only reason why I chose to is because he's kind of long-winded in terms of telling on Tyler. So let's get into it. All right.
All right. I'm not about to hide anything with you guys. I'm not. And I'm not about to sit here and be afraid and be silenced by people knowingly they did me wrong. I'm calling out Tyler Perry Studios. I'm calling out Mark Swinton. I'm calling out Jeannie Harrison. I'm calling out Michael Robbins. I'm calling out Tyler Perry. And I'm calling out Mark Temple. And I'm calling out Chris Giovanni. I want you guys to know what you guys did to me was very unlawful. And me being a retired vet, U.S. Army vet, going through post-traumatic stress disorder, going through mood, depressions, everything that I've claimed in my testimony, you all covered it up. You all covered up a felony crime of what Mark Swin has done to me. I've asked for help from the California State Bar to complain to Jeannie Harrison because she didn't tell me my California rights as a U.S. Army veteran and a California LA resident. I'm sitting here looking on the news that this kid named Derek Dixon is getting unlimited jurisdiction, quid pro, as an LA resident, right? His incident happened in 2020 in Georgia in an employment place. He said he had a sexual harassment, and he was groped by Tyler Perry in Georgia as an employment place. But he's an LA resident. All right, y'all tracking what I'm saying? 2022, my incident. I get sexually assaulted and raped, drugged, blacked out. That's a felony crime. And it happened in Georgia as an LA resident. So if you guys don't know the laws in Georgia, this is what they put against me. They said I had a 2 years of a statute of limitation. I got 5 months late. 2 years of statute.
Let's change. Let's go to the next one because there's several parts.
2 years of statute of limitation, right? Now let's go back to Derek Dixon. 2020, same incident, but just a different, he has sexual harassment. That's way before statute of limitation, right? 2 years, right? That's what, 4, 5 years? And he gets a lawsuit with his attorney, Jonathan Delshad. Jonathan Delshad gets him a $260 million lawsuit. And it's all over TMZ, it's all over Fox, it's all over every news outlet that you can name up. Right? Every news outlet. But my civil attorney. Now let's go on the story. How all this stuff happened to me. Ever since I came out with my first video. Right? And I'm gonna tell you right now, Mr. TP, I'm not afraid of none of y'all. I'm not afraid of none of your lawyers. I'm not even part of this business, entertainment business anymore. You're gonna get exposed. Me being with Yahweh Elohim, Yahshua the Messiah, I am covered. And I'm about to expose every demon that is literally possessing you right now.
Come on.
I met a guy who's my manager named Chris Giovanni. Now, I was, I had an agent out in Atlanta. Her name is Joy Purvis. Everybody knows Jake Purvis, of course, and I told her I was going to go to this guy named Chris Giovanni. And Joy told me, oh, no, you shouldn't go to him. He's a bad guy. And he's not going to be the right manager for you. So I'll say this. I meet Chris. I get signed, He wanted to have dinner. He wanted to meet up at Mama Shelter in Los Angeles. Mama Shelter is closed right now. It's closed down, but that's where me and him met up at, and we had a conversation. So I told him about my situation. Like, I was telling him what I went through, and, I went through the whole Tyler Perry situation with Mark Swinton and what he did to me, paying me $6,000 to shut the hell up, to not ruin my career, his career, or anything like that. And, I told him about the situation I went through, me being sexually assaulted and raped. And he told me, he was like, oh, yeah, I had the same client that went through that. And all my clients who are on working with Tyler, they're going through a lot of stress. And people are taking advantage of his clients. Even somebody, 2 years of statute of limitation. Oh, yeah, I had the same client that went through that. And all my clients who are on working with Tyler, they're going through a lot of stress. And people are taking advantage of his clients. Even somebody, a female lead right now, I think her name is Melissa, who's on Ruthless, is saying the same thing that she's ready to leave Tyler Perry too. But that's another side of the story.
Damn,
I'm not even
Tyler.
talking about that right now. He was the one that kind of orchestrated everything and told me, I think you need to report this. I think you need to say something because I've been holding on for this for 2 years. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know who to go to. Being an actor, as y'all all know, it's a hard situation to go through. This is your life. This is what you want. This is your career. This is your dream, right? This is all that you want. But then, you know, you got somebody that you trust, your manager, that's going to support you in this. And he's like, I'm gonna help you, but I need you to, when I do tip off this guy, and he's talking about Mark Temple, who's Tyler Perry's attorney.
Mm.
But yeah, but let's keep going. He tips Mark Temple's attorney and told him, hey, I have a client that's going through the situation. What you want me to do with this? So Mark Temple tips off Tyler. As I quote, Tyler was pissed, right? Tyler was pissed. And that's all I hear from, you know, Chris. And Chris was telling me, they're going to have a third party attorney that's going to contact you and they're going to do it's going to be normal and they're going to ask you, hey, we've been hired for Tyler Perry Studios to do a employment place investigation, but Tyler's going to know about all the information. He's going to know about what's happening, about all the accusations, right? Okay, so let's let's get to the nice things here. So Chris tells me, hey, just tell them that I try to send you an audition for Straw and this and that, and because I don't want to be having a conflict of interest because I have clients, they're making about $100,000 each episode. I mean, well, they're making the client his client is making 1 million, but he's making $100,000 on each client, and I'm pretty sure he has, like, he told me it was like three clients that he had on there. But anyway, that's like the moral of the story. But he told me to lie for him.
Mm.
That's red flag number one. He's been working for Tyler for what, since he was 18. I think the guy's like 32 now. I'm not really good at math, but pretty sure that's what. Oh yeah, I had the same client that went through that, and all my clients who are on working with Tyler, you know, they're going through a lot of stress, and people are taking advantage of his clients. Even somebody, a female lead right now, I think her name is Melissa, who's on Ruthless, is saying the same thing that she's ready to leave Tyler Perry too. But
Let's continue. Part 4.
He's been working for Tyler for what, since he was 18. I think the guy's like 32 now. I'm not really good at math, but pretty sure that's what almost 13 years. I'm not really good at math, but that's a very long time. The guy knows the guy very well. So I'm going through the investigation, right, guys? Michael Robbins sends me a message. He has this other paralegal that's typing up all my stuff. Okay, she's listening to everything in my whole testimony. I tell her everything. I tell her everything what happens. I even got the testimony written out and everything. I literally have everything. So, I'm over here trying to figure out, okay, should I get an attorney? I don't know what to do. This just doesn't seem right, right? So I'm trying to figure out to get an attorney. I let Chris know I want to get an attorney. The dude gets pissed off, talking about you don't need to get an attorney. You're just gonna cause problems and all this and blah blah blah. We can't have this happen. And I'm just like, well, I need to be protected because I don't know what these guys are gonna do. They're gonna manipulate me. These guys are very powerful. They're billionaires. They can do anything. I don't have shit. I ain't got money like them. I don't have shit. I don't got nothing like them. I'm just trying to take down the person who sexually assaulted and raped me.
Mm.
That's the person I'm trying to take down. But here, it gets even much better. While I'm looking for an attorney, I'm looking for entertainment lawyers to try to see who's connected in the business that can really help me out in this situation because I don't have anybody. I have a case, But everybody's not trying to take on my case because it's so political. People don't want to ruin their reputation. And I don't know why people don't. I just feel like it's just so stupid how this entertainment business runs. These people are sitting here like, oh, I'm not trying to mess up my political rep, if I take on the case like this. And then they're just ruining me. Who gives a shit, man? You got a person over here that's been sexually assaulted. That's a felony crime. Let me say that again. That is a felony crime. Okay? Vulnerable, PTSD, 100% disabled veteran that is going through it. And to be honest with you, I'm federally protected. But I'll get better. I'll continue that story better on to my story when I'm trying to tell you. I'm looking for an entertainment lawyer. There's this guy named Doug Johnson. Doug Johnson, I don't know. I guess he deals with stuff like this with sexual assault. But he's like, this ain't my type of thing. But I think I know a woman that can really do this for you.
Sure.
So he introduced me to this lady named Jeannie Harrison. Jeannie Harrison, I guess she repped for the Harvey Weinstein victims. And I don't know what happened in the Harvey Weinstein, and I've seen that he went to jail. He's been indicted and stuff like that. He's been working for Tyler for since he was 18. I think the guy's like, but he's like, this ain't my type of thing. But I think I know a woman that can really do this for you. So he introduced me to this lady named Jeannie Harrison. Jeannie Harrison, I guess she repped for the Harvey Weinstein victims. And I don't know what happened in the Harvey Weinstein, and I've seen that he went to jail. He's been indicted and stuff like that. But it sounds like it's good on paper, right? She's got everything that you need, right? So let's continue. She takes on my case. I tell her from the beginning of the story, I tell her, listen, I had a lot of attorneys tell me in Georgia, because I don't know my rights, because I live in Los Angeles. I'm a resident of Los Angeles, but I went over there and traveled in an employment place and came back, right? So, they're saying the statute of limitation is 2 years. And I told her this straight up. This was statute of limitation for 2 years. And I had several attorneys tell me that in Georgia. So I was like, well, they were telling me you're going to have to get a civil attorney in LA because you're a resident in LA. So I'm going here trying to figure out the situation. I'm telling her, she still takes on the case. But she says, hey, I'm about to go on vacation for a whole month, and I'll let you know when things are going good. I waited a month. Okay? I waited a month. No words. Nothing. I haven't heard from anyone. I haven't talked to anyone. I only talked to her paralegal. Paralegal's like, just keep sending us some of your doctor stuff and your medical documents. Now, as you know, guys, that's HIPAA Act. Giving out federal documents, what I'm going through in my medical procedures, and knowingly I didn't know they were trying to keep a felony crime hidden. That is a felony crime. And
why didn't he get another attorney is my question. If she's going on vacation a month and I see that the statute of limitations is at a certain place and I'm trying to file something to stay within the ramifications of that and get the ball rolling on my case, I'm not going to choose somebody to tell me I'm going on vacation for a month, because that says to me, one, I'm not a priority, and two, your vacation is a little bit more important than what I have going on. Three, you're not going to have time and attention to my case like I need you to. So let me find somebody else that's fully available that I can go and sit down to submit whatever evidence that I have with them so we can get this case going. Okay. I would not have waited on this person.
That's federal, but I'll continue. I'm giving all my medical documents to an attorney that is representing me, right? And she doesn't mention any of this stuff to them. Now, I know she's going to tell me, oh, I've said these things and blah, blah, blah. But why haven't you tell me my rights in Los Angeles? Why haven't you tell me I had unlimited jurisdiction in Los Angeles? Why you didn't tell me I had quid pro in Los Angeles. Why was this case not seen by a judge, jury, or so? But he said, this ain't my type of thing. But I think I know a woman that can really do this for you. So Derek Dixon's case, because I wanted criminal and I wanted civil. But she said it was impossible to do any of that because of the statute of limitation in Georgia. Oh, and I totally forgot. The third party attorney, Michael Robbins, who was doing the investigation, she's been doing business with him for over 15 years, and they've done the same. They were working together in the same practice before for 15 years. They worked on the same cases together as a team. Conflict of interest. Mm-hmm. A vulnerable victim that's been sexually assaulted and raped, mood disorder, PTSD, depression. Going through a lot. Going through a lot. And you took advantage of my medical documents. No Silence Act order in California as a resident. As a VA disability retired soldier, I cannot be silenced doing me having a disability. That's a federal crime. I can't be silenced or coerced or pressured to be into signing in anything without seeing a judge, a jury. And I was never told those rights. That's legal malpractice. I make a police report while I'm in Colombia to the Roswell police in September 25th when I came out with my first video. My first video. Before I even signed the NDA. And the NDA was signed in October 31st. Because I even told her I didn't trust her. I didn't trust what they were doing. They were manipulating. I felt like I was being pressed. Even the third-party interviewer, Michael Robbins, didn't even give us a conclusion on the case. He didn't even tell us who was at the wrong or anything. He didn't even give us any information. Tyler Perry knew everything. He kept all that information silent. Everything silent. He didn't let anyone know. But my attorney saying, hey, I got text messages of the lady telling me this. Derek Dixon's case. Because I wanted criminal.
All right, so this is where he wrote. Says it. Mark E. Swinton, civil lawsuit, September 25th of 2024, 4:20 a.m. Says it. So the first time that I met Mark E. Swinton, I booked a 16 episode on Ruthless, playing the role Belle with the help of Cindy Butler and with the Intimate Talent Agency. In Atlanta, Georgia. Says that I was on a Zoom call with him and Ravon Drummer, letting me know how much they love my self-tape. And I did my self-tape at North Hollywood at Creation Studios. Says that they booked me a first-class ticket from Los Angeles to Atlanta, Georgia. I had a driver waiting on me at the Atlanta airport to take me to the Intercontinental Hotel on November the 6th of 2019. Says that so when it was time for me to come on set, November the 7th of 2019, they took pictures of me in wardrobe and wig. And then when I was about to work, says that Mark Swinton called me in his office, letting me know that they were sending me back home and letting me know I had a 17-year-old face, but I had a man's body. And I took it as a professional manner. I took it in a professional manner. And when I did, Mark said that he was impressed how I handled it well, and said that he would promise me a role in the future. Then 2 years later, we stayed in contact and he booked me for a role, cult member on The Oval on October the 19th of 2021, and TPS flew me out from LAX to Atlanta November the 1st of 2021, 12:20 p.m. PST, says it on Delta Airlines, and landed in Atlanta at 7:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I had to Uber myself to the Intercontinental and Mark. So it just ends there. Okay. All right. He's just showing receipts here. Okay. I don't think he's lying. He says that Mark E. Swinton said RAPE grooming and transporting a victim across state lines under false pretenses. Okay. Says it named the defendant. So he's naming what happened to him. All right. He says that Jeannie Harris, legal malpractice, conspiracy, obstruction to justice, and failure to uphold federal and veteran rights. So Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry Studios, negligent retention, enabling a predator, and participating in the cover-up. Michael Robbins, conflict of interest and suppression of material findings as third-party investigator. So the person he's saying that R-worded him is Mark E. Swinton. He R-worded him and groomed him, as well as transporting a victim across state lines under false pretenses. Okay. All right. So, oh my God, he's writing a lot. So it says that, dear Mr. Khatib and all oversight parties, says that my name is Braxton Wells, a retired and 100% disabled U.S. Army veteran, and I'm formally demanding expedited review and action regarding case number 25-0-20784 filed with the State Bar of California. The case involves attorney Jeannie Harrison, who I believe is guilty of serious legal malpractice, conflict of interest, and conspiracy to obstruct justice in connection with Tyler Perry Studios and their legal counsel. He goes on to say that this is not just a civil issue. It is tied to a criminal RAPE case in Georgia with a pending investigation under Detective McGinnis of the Roswell Police Department, case number 240-9000982. Detective McGinnis can be reached at 770-640-4570. Now, Jeannie Harris's office, in collusion with Michael Robbins, a third party employment investigator retained by Tyler Perry, knowingly suppressed critical evidence, encouraged silence, and pushed an unfair settlement that was never seen by a judge, jury, or even mediation. The agreement was constructed under duress and void of unlimited jurisdiction, a right I was legally entitled to under California law, CCP statute 410.10. All right. I don't think he's lying. Okay. I don't think he's lying. So he's showing Gloria Allred, which I think may be the person he was going to have represent him. All right. So I said that this is the Screen Actors Guild, American Federation of Television and Radio Artists Minimum Freelance Weekly Contract for Television Motion Picture. So he's showing that he was, in fact, hired to do some acting with this particular company, okay, with Tyler Perry's name listed on there. All right, so let's get into part 7 of what he has to say.
I got text messages of the lady telling me this. Stay away from the police. Keep your status quo. Delete the post. They can sue you for defamation. But they want you to take it down so they can still pay you. Okay, so let's go back. I got a 2-year statute of limitation, they said. I don't have a case, right? I don't have a case. So if you got a 2-year statute of limitation in civil in Georgia, you have no case. We ain't paying shit. We can fight you in court, right? But they said, no, we still want to pay him. We still want to negotiate. My attorney still didn't tell me my rights. I was still never told my rights. I was manipulated. I was coerced to sign something that I didn't want to sign. They had me in an increment payment. They settled. My attorney has settled with me with $500,000, and she took $201,000 from me and leaving me with $298,000. Versus $260 million that Derek Dixon is requesting. And he's doing criminal and civil. And you tell me I wasn't manipulated. I wasn't shut out, silenced. I was pressured to sign that contract. They tell me to delete the post because I was gaining traction. Because they would get too much attention. They knew the situation I was going through. It was wrong. Tyler Perry signed a contract knowing that he said, I deny every allegation. Him and Mark Swinton. And he kept the person in that very office that did a felony crime and sexual assault and rape. Me having me saying, hey, I got text messages of the lady telling me this. Stay away from the police. Keep your status quo. Delete the post. They can sue you for defamation. But they want you to take it down so they can still pay you. Okay, so let's go back.
Let's go on part 8.
Me having me getting diagnosed, working on getting, like, I was getting diagnosed with Stockholm syndrome. If you don't know what Stockholm syndrome is, I would advise you to look that up.
This is crazy.
I had every medical documents proving that, but my civil attorney ignored it. I'm gonna just say this. I don't need no help from no man, no woman, no politician, no lawyer, no law enforcement. I don't need no help. I just need a fair trial. I'll represent my damn self. Yahweh will represent me. I don't need no lawyers. I don't need anyone. Because all I asked was for some help. All I asked for help. But you know what? That's what the devil does. Keeps tearing you down, feel like you ain't got nobody. But the only person with me is Joshua the Messiah and Yahweh Elohim, my Father, Father in heaven. And I'm going to tell you right now, Tyler Perry, Marquis Swinton, Jeannie Harrison, Michael Robbins, Chris Giovanni, everybody that was part of this glorious, glorious manipulation. I'm going to get every single last one of you because I know you guys don't want to go to court with me. I dare you to go to court with me. I dare you. You can't even take nothing from me because everything is going to be voided in court. Everything is going to be void. The judge is going to ask you, why was this not being seen by any judge? That's a person that is going through PTSD and having all these medical problems and medical issues, and this was never presented by my attorney. This was legal malpractice. So I want you to give me all the paperwork you want to have me subpoena in court. I will be gladly to present all these evidence to the courtroom and to the judge and show how much of a manipulation that you guys done to a U.S. Army veteran that has served this country. Me having me getting diagnosed, working on getting, like, I was getting diagnosed with Stockholm syndrome. If you don't know what Stockholm syndrome, issues, and this was never presented by my attorney. This was legal malpractice. So I want you guys I want you to give me all the paperwork you want to have me subpoena in court. I will be gladly to present all these evidence to the courtroom and to the judge and show how much of a manipulation that you guys done to a U.S. Army veteran that has served this country, has done everything.
Fair use, fair use. Shout out to Braxton Official. This is where we're watching. He is speaking on Tyler Perry and several other people who work with and under Tyler Perry, covering up a RAPE and manipulation. Let's get back to it.
To do for this country, and you treat me like this. Don't worry. This is just the beginning. And I'm going to get every last one of y'all. Every last one of y'all. You, Mr. TP. You, Mr. Swinton. You, Miss Jeannie Harrison. You, Michael Robbins. And you, Chris Giovanni. Yahweh is watching all of y'all. And then he already know what you guys did. You can't hide from him. But I promise you, I'm going to get a fair trial. I even talked to Derek Dixon's attorney. He wants me to come and I give him all my evidence. He wants me to come and, you know, come testify in court.
I wouldn't be telling what attorney I'm going to work with or who I'm talking to, because people who are very powerful like Tyler Perry and who has that type of reach and money, I would not be telling nothing I'm going to do or who I'm going to work with, who I'm talking to. I wouldn't say shit. If you're going to file something, just file it and let them hit them with them court documents, and they ass got to be there. That's just how it works. When you get on lives and tell all your damn business, I've always been told you never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, and don't ever put the cart before the damn horse. And I feel like I know he's frustrated, but I would not be telling who I'm working with, because what's to say that somebody could knock this person off? This is a serious situation. A person like Tyler Perry, when you talking about bringing them down, and he already has a $260 million lawsuit against him, and he's being exposed left and right now. What's to say that somebody ain't gonna come up missing, because he's got a lot to lose? His reputation is already being tapped into, and now his money, $260 million. Yes, he's a billionaire, but he ain't gonna want to be paying somebody $260 million, because then that kind of looks like you guilty. But at the end of the day, now this guy is coming out. I wouldn't tell that. I would just come out and say, hey, I was violated. Don't talk about who you working with, baby. That's dangerous.
You want me to come testify in court? I gave you all my evidence, and you couldn't even help me.
This is dangerous.
Oh, I got a lot of workload with Derek. We got to take down Tyler.
You hear that?
Well, all right, Mr. Jonathan Delshad. Let's take down Tyler. Issues, and this was never presented by my attorney. This was legal malpractice. So I want you guys I want you to give me all the paperwork you want to have me subpoena in court. I will be gladly to present all these evidence to the courtroom and to the judge and show how much of a manipulation that you guys done to a U.S. Army.
All right, so what y'all think, y'all? What y'all think? Says it to Tyler Perry and Mark Swinton. This is what he's saying. He says it to the law and to the testimony. Says that if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. He says Isaiah 8:20. He says, I speak today not just for myself, but for every soul silenced by power, fame, and fear. Mark E. Swinson, you groomed and R-worded me while I was under your influence, flying me from Los Angeles to Georgia under false pretenses. You abused your position as vice president of Tyler Perry Studios, a company that claims to stand for faith, to commit unspeakable evil behind closed doors. He goes on to say that Tyler Perry, You built your empire on the image of a God-fearing man, yet when darkness crept in through your own executive said that you chose silence, you retained a predator in your house and helped cover it up, protecting your brand over a broken human life. That's not faith, that's fraud. Yahweh Elohim sees all. He is not mocked. He goes on to say that you hid behind Hollywood politics, lawyers, and NDAs. You thought your money could bury truth, but no contract signed under duress, no manipulation by a corrupt attorney, and no celebrity circle will stop Yahweh's judgment. Says it, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hidden that shall not be known. And he quotes Luke 12:2. He goes on and said that I cried for help. You turned your back, but what is that? Yahshua, the Messiah, was also betrayed, mocked, and crucified. And just like him, I rise not for fame, but for justice. He says, I am formally declaring in front of Yahweh and the public, I will no longer be silent. Your system tried to enslave me. Your lawyers tried to scare me, but the Spirit of Yahweh has set me free. Vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith Yahweh. Romans 12:19. He says, I have the proof, I have the truth, and I have the light. He says, and no man, not even Hollywood's elite, can stop what Yahweh has already ordained. Okay, he does at Verity, at Hollywood Reporter, at Hollywood Unlocked, at Saga, what is that? Saga something, at Derek Dixon. Okay, because y'all know Derek Dixon is suing for $260 million for sexual assault from Tyler Perry, at CNN, at Fox News. Okay. So if you guys want to look more into this, his name is Mr. Braxton Official on Instagram, where he has all of these videos where he's now speaking out. As 9. We just looked at part 9, where he has spoken out about all the things that's happened to him. Okay. He's posting. Let's see. Let's be a little more nosy. It says, and this is Jonathan Deschelles, the people suing Tyler Perry for $260 million. These people won't even help the survivors. Says it's just to help Derek Dixon in his case and to testify in court. I gave him all my evidence and didn't even try to help. He says that I need help from the people to get this information out there because this is ridiculous. This entertainment business is outrageous. It is. It seems like everybody's just got this weird sex demon to where they're out here violating people allegedly. Okay, what is said to have happened. I'm not sure. So it says that Braxton, thank you for reaching out. I read your message below. Either I or someone from my team will be reaching out to you today to discuss further. What happened to you is shocking. Kind regards, Jonathan J. Delshad, Esquire. Okay, law offices of Jonathan Delshad. So then it has the contact numbers and everything else here. Okay, so he is showing that he spoke to attorneys and they were trying to help him. All right. All right. This is not a civil dispute. This is a felony crime cover-up. He says, I was groomed and R-worded across state lines. That is federal trafficking under the 18 USC 1591. He says that my private medical records were used against me without authorizations. That is HIPAA violation. Jeannie Harrison never filed a lawsuit, never requested mediation, and never brought my case before a judge or jury. The NDA that I was forced to sign was done during an active criminal investigation and under mental and emotional duress. He says that I was never told my rights as a veteran, never advised of federal protections, never defended. This is legal malpractice. This is obstruction of justice. This is coordinated conspiracy to silence a RAPE victim. All right. He's speaking out, honey. He is speaking out. Here's text messages. He doesn't say from who, but he says, what's up, Braxton? You in LA? He said, yes, sir, I am. Where you at? You in LA? Says, and I'm in the highlight room with my cousin's birthday. Says that I'm here today working. I thought of you. Ooh, hold up now. Says that, man, what are you working on? How long are you here? He says, just today. Says, where you at? You outside? Says, Insider, Blue Martini. Sauce Buckhead says, oh, why did you think why did I think Blue Martini? LOL. Okay. Said that I was saying I was there last night. LOL. Says, oh, okay. LOL. LOL. That's a lot of LOLs. Yeah. the place I'm at is down the street. Said, okay, I'll stop by. So showing conversation between him and somebody. Says, I was saying that I was there last night. Oh, okay. LOL. Says, LOL. Yeah, that's the place that I was down the street. I'll stop by. Okay, awesome. Let me know when you get home. Don't forget, you are amazing. I am home, and you don't forget. Says it. I want a good story. Says LOL, take pictures or video. You guys still at the bar. Says I'm going to have a story too. LOL, hand clap emojis. Says my bad, brother. I fell asleep and got busy. LOL. LOL, good morning. LOL, good morning, brother. I had to walk the girl downstairs. I'm glad you came out yesterday. LOL, me too. I really had fun hanging with you. Says it, I don't get to hang out as often as I like, and you are cool people. Says good, and I feel honored. Seriously, you just made my night when you came through. Says that I think Taylor made your night. LOL, but hopefully I was a bright spot. You are hilarious. Says it, you are funny as hell. LOL. Yes, she talking about she's coming through again. We going to see, but nah, you brighten up the mood for me. Okay. Says it, leaving from Benihana. Says it, yes, I'm 29 minutes away. I'm on the way. Says, okay, call Marvo when you arrive. Says that he will get you to me for our meeting. Says, okay, call Mark. Okay, we got that part. Says, how did it go? It went really good. Says that Tyler complimented me on my performance. Says, yay, with the hand clapping emoji. Says that it was different for me. It was a continuous shot and I adapted to the situation. Says, well, I'm happy you adapted. Says, thank you for your experience, Mark. Says that this was awesome. I definitely want to keep working, and also I'll stay an extra day to see your house too, brother. So did you have plans tonight? We can hang at my crib tonight, and you keep your original flight back. Says, is that cool? Or do you have plans? Says, my brother, I was taking a nap in my holding room, and nah, I don't have any plans, and I barely have service in this room. Says, are you finished for the day? I don't even know. Says that they didn't tell me I was wrapped. Says, LOL, okay, I think you're done. So wait for them. Says, okay, I'll get you food. Thank you so much. Says catering should be open. They said lunch starts at 4. It does. Definitely wanted to meet Ed Quinn and let him know by my private coach that they've been friends for 20 years. Wanted to say hello. He says, okay. Ask the second AD Tyer if Ed is here. Said, yeah, I definitely want to celebrate. They're just having conversation. Don't look like anything is. So let's see what it says. It says, so Braxton, I am not sure what time I will be off tonight. I am down to meet up with you when I'm off, but if you have open plans with Tyler, then maybe we can do a rain check. Says that I think it would be hard to get back from Roswell to meet her by 2 or at 2. Says that I think I want you to take the return flight in the morning. Said I'm likely here very late tomorrow night for stunts. Says, I would feel terrible if you stayed and I did not get to see you. Says, if you don't hang this time, then we will have the next time you're in town. Let me know. Says, nice, really good, brother. I totally understand. You're a blessing, brother. I swear. It goes on to say, I'm so proud of you. I don't want you to disappoint Taylor. Says, man, I don't want to disappoint you, brother. I love this work, brother. Child, what the hell? What the hell? Says, man, I don't want to disappoint you, brother. Says, I wanted to be out there forever on that set. Says, so much great. So he's just showing that he actually did work. That's what it's given. This text message is showing that he did work and have interactions with said people who he is accusing of said crimes. Okay, that's what this is. All right, so we're still being nosy, child. So that's his flight. He's showing his flight. I was R-worded, groomed in silence. Now I'm exposing the cover up. Says, my name is Braxton Wells. I'm a U.S. Army veteran, and I'm speaking up for every survivor who was told to stay quiet. Says, what happened on January 2022, I was R-worded by Mark E. Swinton, VP at Tyler Perry Studios, after being lured across state lines from California to Georgia under the pretenses involving my work on BET's The Oval. Everybody is going through that on The Oval, okay? Says that I was retired veteran with PTSD. Says that they used my mental health trauma and status against me, but the RAPE was only the beginning. Says my civil attorney Jeannie Harrison pushed me into a secret NDA while the criminal case was still open. She never told me about a federal or military protections. She never filed a civil case, and she worked behind the scenes with Tyler Perry's defense. Says the entire system failed me by design. Says that this is a federal crime, not something dispute. I'm sorry, I can't even talk. Says the criminal investigation still, whatever that is, Roswell Police Department, and it gives the name. So it just shows the federal laws, grooming across state lines, I think we already saw that. More grooming stuff, quid pro law. It just breaks down what the meaning of those are. Okay. It says why the NDA is void by law, signed under coercion, mental distress, and concealed legal rights. Jeannie Harrison never disclosed my veteran or California protections. NDA signed October 31st of 2024 after the criminal case had already started. Says the conflict of interest. Jeannie collaborated with the defense, suppressed evidence. Investigator Michael Robbins never released findings. This is obstruction of justice. This is legal malpractice, and this is a violation of the Constitution. Says to compare this to Derek Dixon's case. Y'all know Derek Dixon is suing Tyler Perry for $260 million for sexual assault. Says also a California resident assaulted in Georgia 2020. Says it was protected under California law, never forced to Georgia jurisdiction, wasn't silenced by NDA. Says in my case is the same, but I was denied justice. Why? Says because this system protects predators and it cuts it off. All right. So legal action I'm demanding, file a motion to void the NDA, civil lawsuits for sexual assault, grooming across state lines, fraud, emotional distress, legal malpractice, criminal prosecution in both California and Georgia. Said names I'm publicly holding accountable. And it stops there. There's not another slide, which we already know. We've already showed the names, okay, that he's going after. This guy created an entire page to bring Tyler Perry down, y'all. Every single thing on this page thus far is about this lawsuit and being groomed by Tyler Perry's entities, I guess. Sexual, what is it? Settlement, release, and non-disclosure agreement. So that's his non-disclosure agreement. You guys can read that at your leisure. Go over to Braxton Official, and it's there. Okay, yeah, we can't do music. So yeah, y'all can read that at your leisure as well. He's just talking about how he feels and what happened to him. All right, but yeah, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about this? Do y'all believe this stuff that's going on? He created an entire page for this, for him to speak out. So everything on this page, Braxton Official on Instagram, is talking about what he experienced and or went through, and the fact that he is indeed suing Tyler Perry and those that work with him. Okay. So if you want to look at it in its entirety, pull up Braxton Official on Instagram and everything will be right there. Okay. That is the young man right there. All right. So that is it for this video. Oh my God. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's a lot of lawsuits coming out with Tyler Perry's name popping up in a lot of these things. And I'm gonna be honest with you, where there's smoke, sometimes there's fire. And I know, and I said it before, I know a lot of times we fall in love with some of these actors and actresses. You don't know their personal life. I said the same thing about R. Kelly when he was on trial. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't believe it. Not the king of R&B." Well, how do you know? How do you know? Now this man is convicted of trafficking, RICO, racketeering, and all this other stuff because that's what he was doing. We found out he was locking girls in rooms, making them shit in buckets and stuff. Like, at the end of the day, we don't know these people outside of what we see on our television and on camera, unless you know them personally. But then again, you don't know what people do in their private lives. Have you ever seen Tyler with a woman? I mean, yes, he does have a child. We heard that was a surrogate, but and whatever he chooses to do behind the scenes and date whoever he chooses to date, that's his business. But when we start hearing these allegations keep popping up about sexual assault, inappropriate grooming or touching or inappropriate conversations as a boss, those are things that should not be named among you. Okay. I feel like some quiet money, some hush-hush money was probably paid behind the scenes to stop this from being brought to light. And this young man definitely wants to tell his story. And he definitely deserves to do that if he was violated in that way. I hope this did not happen, but if it did, everybody who was involved in said situation and or crime should be brought to justice, and it should be brought to light. I really feel that way. I don't want to say anybody is guilty or not, because everybody deserves their fair trial in court, with a jury or by a judge. But at the end of the day, these types of allegations keep coming up, and we got to take a close look into that. Don't be quick to say what you don't believe about a person because you like the way they act in a movie, or because they have $1 billion, or they drive a Bentley, or they get up on in pulpits and preach, or in different events and BET Awards and grab the mic and get up there and talk about God this, God that. There are many people out there that live double lives, and not saying that Tyler Perry is, but sir, you got to check yourself, because it definitely sounds like you may have a problem. Okay, it's not unheard of. Not unheard of. And I'm not saying I don't like Tyler Perry, but I want him to get his shit together, because you got too much money to be named in this. You can be with any woman in Hollywood, or any man that you would want to be in, or be with, rather than be in, probably too. But yeah, when you are having conversations with your employees saying that you a strong top and a strong bottom, and you're asking them what type of sexual positions that they like, that's inappropriate. Okay, and that is inappropriate. If my boss says some shit like that to me, I would own the company that I work for, and that's just on period. It's inappropriate. It's none of your fucking business what position I like. I like them all, depending on how I feel that day. But it's none of your damn business, right? And that's it, and that's all. Okay. But I will definitely spin the block on this topic, and I will definitely let you know if there's any updates as related to it. Okay. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for everybody stopping by. Please don't forget to tap on that like button for me. Thank you to my mods, Bell Wilson, KBR, Tyra, Scorpion Miss. Thank you so much to my backup mods, Sweet Essence. Thank you so much, Rose Armstead and Truth TV Podcast. Thank you to all the content creators that stopped by here today. Simple Mom Family TV, Purple Unicorn. Thank you, Schoolboy, for stopping by. Did I see anybody else? Y'all let me know. Let me know, mods. Please let me know. Those are the only ones that I saw thus far. Those are the only ones I saw thus far. We can remove the trigger banner because we're done, child. I don't think I'm going to say nothing else triggering. Is that it, guys? Mods, can y'all let me know? That's all the content creators, Schoolboys, Schoolboy family. That's it? Okay. Great. Thank you, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow for Car Chronicles. Thank you, guys, so much for stopping by. Until the next one, let's go. Bye.